Checking in once again. It's your boy B.O.B. J Money coming back. Two dope boys in a Cadillac on this beautiful Sunday. I hope you guys are having a phenomenal morning so far. We are.
Of course.
What's good, J Money?
I feel blessed. How you doing, my brother?
Man, I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good, man.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I had a pretty good weekend. Went on a Bumble date.
A Bumble date?
A Bumble.
Oh, is that one of those dating apps?
Oh, look at this.
Bumble. I'm out of the mix, man. I've been wifed up for a minute, so I'm out the mix.
I hate you, motherfuckers. I hate you, married motherfuckers. They forget the struggles of being single so quickly. Fucking quickly.
Yeah, it could be like that. So what is this? It's like the swipe right. I know about Tinder. Is it like Tinder? That type of thing?
Look, is it you swipe left or you swipe right?
Yeah, I don't even know which way you go.
Swipe left or you swipe. Yes, man. Swipe right is a success.
Okay.
Swipe left means failure.
Oh, that means she was ugly as hell, basically.
I had a swipe left that I ended up meeting in real life.
Oh shit!
I got catfished.
So you rejected the girl, but then ended up seeing her still?
No. She was successful on meeting me. And then I had to do a face-to-face swipe left. This bitch was
okay, in person.
Swipe left in real life.
Got you.
Swipe left was brought to real life. I couldn't, dude, when I tell you that filter shit, the filter, the filter options that these women are abusing.
The puppy joints, or the ones that just like like the makeup, but for the camera.
The filter joint that gives you an entire new face, Jay.
What? Wait.
Yes. See, this is what
type
happened.
of sorcery?
This is why I hate new married people. You know why? Because they so blessed.
Nah, you can't put this. You can't put this on. This is technology. This is sorcery. It's sorcery.
You know what? It's resourceful. It is resourceful, but because it gives us access to the people that we would not normally meet, right? You know what I'm saying?
As far as the technology of it?
Yeah, like...
First of all, you shouldn't be... Listen, I know that we in a technology day and age, but hey, sometimes you just got to go out and meet people in person. That's just what it is. But stop using these damn dating apps. You know what I'm saying? Where you got to swipe left, swipe right. You're going to set yourself up to get catfish. What are you talking about?
You know why I say that? Because you know what? You know how many dating app dates I've gone on so far?
How many?
That was my 5th one. So I was 1 out of 5 where I actually ended up with somebody who did not look like they photo. So that's a pretty good fucking percentage. 80%. Now, let me break it down. Out of the 5, I met one young lady that was fucking drop dead gorgeous, a fucking phenomenal career.
She was just a nutcase.
No, she was just out of my fucking league. All right? That's 1. That's 20%.
We got to come back to that. We're going to talk.
She was out of my league a little bit. It's levels to everything. I'll admit that, right?
We got to come back to that, but then keep going.
Okay, then you got the 3. You got the 60%, right?
Okay.
We've gotten past the 20%. The one of the fifth.
I'm following.
Who actually was just a catfish situation. We've transitioned over to the one that was out of my league, and then I got 3 that's in my league, right? Mm-hmm. The 3, one of them was a reborn virgin.
A reborn virgin?
She said that she was into all types of freaky shit back in her day.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about fucking plugs and asses, all types of shit. Threesomes.
Okay. I see that she struck a chord for you.
She was a volleyball girl. Okay. She was a volleyball girl that was one of those college freaks.
And
right?
Did she tell you this before you actually met her in person?
No,
this is all before the. This is before the swipe left, right, whatever the shit you. No, whatever way you got to swipe.
This is after. This is post swipe right.
So,
but while I'm getting to know her, we haven't even fucking exchanged phone numbers yet, right? We haven't even gotten away from Bumble. We're still dependent on Bumble for communication.
Wow.
She is now telling me how back in her heyday, before she decided to be baptized and go through everything that Christians do to get reborn.
I don't know where this is going.
I'm just telling you my fucking dating experience, man. Don't laugh.
So basically, she ended up being this
Yes,
I
man.
get it.
She was a reborn version,
I got
right?
you. I got
but
you.
she went through. She was very transparent. She said, "Look, I used to get fucking trains ran on me."
Okay. So then, okay.
But she was nice girl.
We know about her.
I actually caught feelings for her.
What about the other girls? Okay, so with this,
But
so
I
you
couldn't
still
get
got
over the fact that she told me too much.
you still got 2 girls. So basically, as far as the
so the
ones
other
that you
one,
met.
the other one, she is a stewardess. So but she,
Good job.
Yeah, good job, great job.
Travel
right?
benefits?
But the problem is that she goes from city to city, and she basically is telling me that she wants to be the reborn version. She's tired of going to city, meeting guys, meeting new men, and giving that ass up. Because she meets people on the plane.
So then I see a correlation in these particular.
So I got the reborn
females.
version who's already been a hoe, and now she's like, no, she's chastity belt now.
So basically,
I have the freak that's a new freak because she got this new goddamn stewardess job, and she's abusing her abilities to meet men. What stewardess you know aren't attractive?
well, I've seen some stewardess that were not.
It's a small percentage.
I've seen a good number, and maybe my standards are a little different when it comes to the stewardess, but I've seen some old ones for sure.
So you gonna put out? So you think I talk to trash? Come on, man.
Nah, I'm just saying maybe
she's an attractive girl.
You looking on Bumble, Tinder, whatever you looking on,
no Tinder,
and you know that they some freaks on there. So there's a correlation. All of these girls are some freaks. There's something going on with them. There's a reason why they're on an online dating app.
I would say that Tinder is the way to go if you want some quick ass. Now, if you want some quick for JJ, Tinder's the way to go. But at this point, I'm not a Tinder guy. I have more substance than that. I have more class. I want to change your life, baby. But I can't be changing your life if you a fucking reborn version.
No.
Or you a goddamn hoe that's trying to become a reborn version. Because she's saying shit like, I want to be saved. Why can't I just meet a man that's worth me stopping going from city to city and fucking these different dudes? And to be honest with
that's
you,
crazy. Like that's her reasoning. That's her thought process. Well, you should run for the exit immediately. Okay, so
But my point is that you still can't complain, and how can you judge people based on their experiences, right? Because let's just say this, all right? Women, and that's a whole nother topic, but that's a topic for another day. Because we're gonna have to have. You just made a general.
You just made a generalization, and I am married. So you in that boat by yourself.
But what I want to say is that on some real stuff, we judge women by what they do. And and men, we be, we ain't gonna front. I know I got a lot of. I'm 31. I done fucked a lot of chicks. I got a lot of money.
That's what I'm saying though. Is that
so it's the truth.
Everyone is gonna have a past at this point, like especially if they're in their 30s and single. So you got to understand, like, hey, they lived a different life at one point, or they might not be the same person they were 10 years ago. So. But yeah, like still, the dating app thing, that's not the way to go. I think that you can't get from, the own like in-person connection with somebody. I mean, there's something to say about that, and maybe I'm just old school with that type of shit.
I think it's a way you do it. Like, yeah. and I am old school, not true enough. I meet people, but what I'm saying is that I work my ass off. I don't have that much time to meet people. When I go to a nightclub, more than likely I'm with the people that I'm going with.
You don't go to the nightclub to meet
people.
If
I go to a lounge, more than likely I'm with the people that I'm hanging with or associating with. Now, I approach women all the time, meet women all the time in real life. But I will say, if you're a single person out here, female or male, get on a dating app, meet people. I feel like
go out, walk around,
walk around. People. And I agree, but what I'm saying is that you can go out and go around. You know how many people do that and have yet to find the right person. So,
I mean, yeah, but you can say the same thing about, I'm sure, people on these damn dating apps that are going.
I just told you stories.
Right, you just went through 5-6 different females that did not work, and I'm not sure how much time was in between each one.
But maybe I have to question: am I being critical? Am I judging the reborn version for actually being a reborn version? Am I limiting myself? And that's where you never want to become complacent in your own bias.
I mean, yeah, I believe that there's an element of judgment that you do have, and as men often do have, dealing with a female's past, because we know, like, hey, we brag and we both like, oh yeah, you know, I done been through this and I done hit this, whatever it is. But if a female says that to us,
we heartbroken.
It hurts.
Nigga,
his
let me tell you, when I was 19, right, I had this girlfriend from Detroit. She was 25 years old. We was living together. At 19, you won't, when you fucking with a girl, I know for me, I'm speaking for me, the question is, how many bodies you got? How many bodies you got, right?
What, at 19?
So, and I was 19 years old. She 25. We living together. So I'm like, I get on that magic question. How many niggas you fucked? Her response was, I don't know. That's like saying 100.
Wow.
When you
don't know,
tell a nigga you don't know how many bodies you got, you better give me an estimate, bet.
Yeah, like,
you better give me the nearest count, because she said I don't know. So later on, we get back on.
You learn to stop asking that question. Too,
I did, absolutely.
Yeah.
But later on, she tells me I had 26 bodies. She was 25.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, bitch. I started doing the calculations in my head. I was like, okay.
It was one summer
that she just went ham.
2009, you know, it was a freaky summer.
But the crazy thing, I've had that summer too. So I can't even judge.
I'm sure, but that's what I'm saying though. We can't get upset with, or just don't ask those questions. I mean, obviously you need to be, I would hope, if this is someone that you really care about or whatever it is, that you know something about this person's past like that. But you might not want to know numerical, you know, those numbers. It might not do anything for the betterment of the relationship.
It definitely ain't gonna get y'all to a honeymoon stage.
Yeah,
that's for
just
sure.
like, hey, we've experienced some things, both of us.
The chemistry gonna be off for about 3 to 4 days. It's gonna fuck up the pussy.
It might.
So niggas, stay away from it, because I went dry for about 4 days, and I remember that distinctively. Oh, man, now, let me ask you this: do you think Camille Cosby asked Bill how many bodies he had?
That's crazy.
That's dirty.
That's crazy, because
that's dirty.
Then is he truthful? Like, the bodies that he had legit, or, you know?
Can you consider her an accessory? Because I mean, let's be honest. I mean, for him to be so motherfucking predatory, what was Camille not doing at home?
I'm sure that she was doing with, I'm not saying a lot of women do, but with men in probably Bill Cosby's positions of power and money, a lot of money at stake, she probably was forced to kind of turn a blind eye to it.
That's true.
So she was like, well, I don't want to mess up. That's embarrassing for her. Like, now she's, you know, have to come out, and yeah, she probably was an accessory, you know, and that's the mess up thing, is that she was in that position, had to make that for, you know, to keep the money right, and
she had to hide it.
Yeah.
She had to basically like walk around and be a prisoner of her own home.
But you know what? What I don't dig though is that she now, like, right before Bill was sentenced, she moved out and all that stuff, like, kind of left him like.
Why do everybody keep bringing that up? Because we don't know why she moved out too, right? Like, she could very easily have moved.
That's true.
She could be like, okay, I've been with this dude since he was 27. He 81. I'm 80. That means that I've been with this person. I'm dependent. I'm accustomed to waking up seeing him. I have to detach myself from this person so that I can actually get used to being on my own. She probably is having and then on top of that, she just lost another daughter.
I didn't know that.
One of their kids, if I'm not mistaken, died from some rare kidney disease.
Oh, yeah, maybe that was like, what, last year?
No, that was about 6-7 months ago, Jay.
Okay.
So, I mean, to bring
I'm sure it was a culmination of things of why she had to get out of there, but I also think that it was for to kind of save face in the public eye and kind of give her innocence as a, you know, in a way. So like, we just talked about, we thought that she was an accessory. She had to know some stuff's going on, like years, this many years down the line. I'm sure, like with the cases that or girls that were kind of hinting at stuff that was going on with Bill, I'm sure she just continued to just let it slide.
And just
and now when shit hit the fan, and you know he's gonna be gone away, and
she run for the border.
She's like, hey, I ain't had nothing to do with none of that. Like, I'm gonna remove myself from that. And it's like,
so if the audience, if the audience aren't in tune with what's going on, Bill Cosby just received a sentence recently of 3 to 10 years, which is the most absurd fucking sentence I have ever known. Like, that's a wide range of years. Now don't give me 3 to 10. Give me 3 to 5. How the fuck you gonna give me a 7 number range in between how many years I will be doing? Like a year 365 fucking days.
Yeah, it's like
I need an idea
to like
of what
mentally
I'm facing.
prepare. It's like that is a big jump. It's like
that's my fucking man.
Yeah,
he's going to prison not knowing if he gonna do 3 years or 10, and that's a significant fucking difference when you 81 years old.
But at this point, he might be a little senile too, so maybe not. He might not. His concept of time might be a little off. I don't know. He's old. He's very old.
Old isn't old anymore like it used to be though, Jay. Because of the advancement of healthcare, 81 isn't your old 81.
Is he only 81?
He's only 81. That's what I'm saying. This motherfucker still he's young enough to still be wanting to fuck. Apparently.
No, this is.
So let's be honest. Like, let's talk about it.
No, I mean, these are not recent claims though. These are like claims from the late 70s,
yeah,
right?
Because he got smart. He would have got some old bitches. He was shooting for the stars when this nigga should have been shooting for the local fucking DFW or
right.
Boys and Girls Club or some shit, and trying to recruit some women in your age range that are gonna be too embarrassed to go and file a case on your ass.
Yeah, but I think that what the situation that's learned in this is that, hey, if you were a creep before, like there's no like I'm not a creep anymore. Like, you still
a creepy.
If you were drugging women and having sex with them, that is a creep. You're a rapist. Exactly. No matter how you put it, you know. Exactly. And I think that Bill Cosby having to serve the time is just like, it shows you like, hey, that's not gonna go away. But the fact that Bill has to go away, and then people like this Brett Kavanaugh is gonna be the next Supreme Court justice, if that doesn't show you that there's some real significant differences in race in this country, I don't know what does.
Oh yeah, when I tell you, when we find out a white supremacist man that's in politics, when we find out they are predatory, when they are
it just goes away.
It either go, but it doesn't even have to go away, Jay. Mm-hmm. We actually are going to promote you. That's what we're witnessing. You know, from the Donald Trump, you know, when you're successful and powerful, you could just grab their pussy. Yeah. You know, we made him president after that arisen.
And
you know,
and that's what's really, really scary about it, is that there's still women groups behind some of these people that do have that mentality. Yeah. You know, like where is that okay? You know, where do you draw the line? It's like, hey, okay, maybe this guy is a creep.
Yeah, but those people are phasing out too. And those are the hard nose. And when I tell you that's why I hate to say it, like, those are the red card states, man. Those are the Arkansas, those are the Oklahoma, where you have these Bible Belt states and these women who actually are, I hate to say it, but they're gun ho on Christianity, religion, where they feel like, oh yes, as women we are supposed to be oppressed. We're supposed to be actually just materials that can actually be damaged and broken and stuff like that. And we are supposed to allow for our men to be the dictators, to dictate, the dictators. Excuse my language. To dictate what we do.
How my dictates.
The irony. The dictators.
Yeah.
So these guys, you're enabling them to be.
There's
this
a pocket.
way.
That's a pocket of people, and like you said, they're few and kind of far between at this point, because those are very isolated areas deep south. But what we're finding is that it's not only them though. It's some of these other like well-to-do, for whatever reason, they feel that they have to go this route because it's about money. Yeah. It's about race. Yeah. They would rather vote for a rich white man who is a pedophile or a rapist versus a black dude that don't have a blemish on his career.
I agree.
Because that's and that could go. You could say that for liberals as well. So not only on the right, but on the left. Yeah, there's real people like that. So, I mean, I just think that this really does put a mirror and show society like, hey, there's a significant difference. Like that Bill Cosby is going to be serving like time, and this guy Kavanaugh is the highest court in the land. Yeah, and going to be interpreting the Constitution.
Yeah,
that's crazy. He's setting the laws, and it's a lifetime position.
It's a smack in the face. It's a smack in the face as
it makes no sense.
It's a smack in the face for women, and on top of that, it's a smack in the face for the U.S. citizens. You know, as far as the entire voting system.
I mean, we should be embarrassed. We really should be embarrassed as a
country.
As a country, and this is, you know, we were born and raised in the United States. This is all that we know. Mm-hmm. But it really is embarrassing on a world stage for. We're supposed to be like the example, you know, for the world. Yeah. And this is something else. We're in some interesting times right now.
We are in some very interesting times right now, man. Yeah. But guys, we're gonna take a break and we'll come back in about a few seconds. All right, where did we leave off at? We were talking. We were going from Britt Kavanaugh and Bill.
Oh yeah, the differences in with as far as the treatment, and how Bill is definitely going to be, well, he is locked up or will be. Is he locked up yet?
Yes,
is he locked up. So he is locked up right now. Currently.
The last thing I heard was Bill was in public solitude, like well not in solitude, but in public population. So he was actually amongst all the hood niggas who got sentenced to weed transport.
No way.
Absolutely.
They got Bill in general population.
Yes, and Bill is the big dog on the yard. I guarantee you, Bill is calling shit on the yard every day.
My thing is that that's even more of an issue for me. Is that not only is Bill gonna go and do some real time, but he's in general population. Yeah, with everyone else.
Yes.
Wow, that's crazy. And Kavanaugh is the next Supreme Court justice.
I support that. You know why? Because Bill needs to actually see what it is to be like the people he was talking about. He kept calling out about 4 years ago. He kept saying, these young guys, they need to pull their damn pants up. They need to stop smoking weed. He did. And now he has to spend 3 to 10 years changing these men's lives and perspectives. They actually put him where he could do most of his good deeds. They put him amongst niggas who need to listen to him.
Bill definitely alienated himself when he was coming out, like you said, and speaking so strongly against like the younger folks. Right. With the pants, I get it. My grandparents did it. They, you know, the sagging of the pants, they were like, oh, you can relate that to jail or whatever it is. Like you're glorifying something that is negative in the community. I get that, okay? But Bill took it to another level. Like, hey, if you live in a glass house, don't be throwing stones, basically.
That's a fact.
And if you got a lot of shit and a lot of skeletons in your closet, then you better be the one who shuts the up. You feel me? Because it will come to light. Absolutely. And he was obviously thought that he was better than everybody else. And, you know, he learned real quick.
The walls came coming in.
Just like us. So.
And you know what? The crazy thing is that, and that's that this is a true case is, if God is the plug, can't nobody unplug you. Because let's just say this, and this was an off-camera conversation for all the exclusive listeners to Two Dope Boys in a Cadillac. All right, so we were just talking about the difference in between R. Kelly, Mr. 12 Play,
Chicago native.
And the difference between Mr. 12 Play, Chicago native R. Kelly, and Philadelphia native Bill Cosby. The difference is that this guy, Bill Cosby, had sponsor corporation backing.
Oh, Bill had a different type of money.
He had a different type of money. And let's be honest.
And R. Kelly's super successful, but
Bill changed the fucking U.S. economy. Bill forced young black kids to go to college.
Right.
Bill forced young black kids to take out student loans and invest in their careers, invest in their future. So when you change your U.S. economy, they will make you a billionaire, and they'll reward you regardless of your pigmentation of skin. But when the walls come tumbling down, they gonna pull the plug out of your ass.
But let's not kind of sugarcoat it and act like it's not what it is. Just like at the same time, he was still a creep, right? So I hate that it's a big disparity like it is between some of the white individuals that do the same thing and at the same positions of power versus Bill. But hey, if you're a shithead, if you're a creep, it should come to light, and you just got to do the time. But
the question is, Jay, are they just gonna are they going to is Harvey Weinstein going to be reprimanded?
Oh well, that's something to say about that as well. Like, I mean, everyone should be given these type of sentences.
But I guarantee you, and this is just my prediction, that he's going to settle. These are all recent cases, more recent than this man.
Yeah, then Bill's was like, what, in the 70s, late 70s, early 80s?
Right. But you know what they're going to do? What they're going to do is they're going to take money out of this man's pocket. Now, what they do with you as a black man, they're going to take your time and your money. But your money is going to go to court costs and your lawyer fees.
But Harvey Weinstein, what, is he like a fucking billionaire? Isn't he like, what? Like, I mean, that's going to have to be...
The Weinstein Company.
Yeah, like that's a whole thing. So, I mean, yeah, they can put a big dent in that, but he can go off in obscurity and then still live his life low key versus like you said, Bill Cosby got stripped of all his shit, and you got to go do time on top of that. So
and you disregard the fact that he just lost his daughter 6 months ago. So prayers to Camille Cosby, man, because when I tell you amongst the trouble that she's had, to lose your children, she lost a son back in '94 who was murdered on the side of the interstate of the 405. You lose your daughter to kidney failure. You lose your husband to the prison system at 81 years old.
But
so I gotta say, whatever y'all fucking did to create this level of karma, I don't know if they signed a deal with the devil. It was like, okay, we're gonna give you billions of dollars, but in 60 years you're gonna go have to serve 3 to 10 years. Whatever they've done, that's fucked up.
I don't think that she is, and you hate that it has come to this and broken apart a family. But how much of what at fault was she, in turning the other eye, or turning the other cheek, or whatever it is, and not following through with some of these accusations, or trying to see if some of those accusations early on were valid, maybe further, going down that route, trying to see if she should still be a part of that situation.
Right.
I think that she might have been quiet because she didn't want to stop the money.
That's a fact.
She didn't want to stop the money, so
but my question
it was
in
her best interest to keep quiet and act like she don't see things that are going on.
But Jay, would you want to stop the money?
Morally, I would want to stop that. I think that you should want to, especially being a woman. Like, I feel like.
Oh, so you exclude the fact that if you was a man, you want to get that goddamn money, because as a man, you want to get that money. Okay, this is damn. I don't want to use me in this.
It depends on what you're talking about as far as like.
I was about to use me in that Bill Cosby analogy. I was like, no, I got this cardigan sweater on and shit. I look too Cosby-ish to like use me in an analogy. I like fuck. I'm actually trying to get subscribers.
Like right
now. I don't need an unsubscribe.
Oh man.
But Brett Kavanaugh, this motherfucker just made senator. This motherfucker saying shit like...
No, not senator. He's Supreme Court.
Supreme Court!
Supreme Court Justice.
Supreme Court Justice. He is the fucking determining factor of a lot of big court cases. Determination.
I mean, it's the highest seat in the land as far as court. It's the highest seat. and it's a lifetime appointment. So
we just put a sexual assault accuser in office.
Yeah, and
in that chair.
And that's again troubling in itself that we live in a country where we're gonna have someone that is going to be in the highest court in the land and determining what you feel is constitutional. That's crazy. That's crazy. It's like a twilight. We live in the twilight zone, man.
But I'm curious of what now this is the craziest thing though about Kanye West's rants regarding politics.
Okay.
And him walking around with the
Kanye
Republican MAGA hat, right?
The Kavanaugh. Kanye got you riled up for whatever reason.
I guess the only thing that I'm curious about is because he seemed like he's an advocate to actually get to bring two sides together. He seems like he wants to walk that line with the liberalists. He wants to be seen with Big bullshit. U. He wants to be seen with Chance the Rapper.
That's what he.
J.
Yeah, but.
And then he wants to also be able to go on the other side and talk to Donald Trump and bring those two worlds together. Now,
he's not really doing no bridging though. That's the thing. That's all for show. That ain't real. But you think he really want to bridge the two worlds and all this shit? It's all about Kanye as an individual.
You know what?
We talked about this last show. It's all about Kanye and what he feels is his destiny for that particular day. You know what I'm saying?
The only reason I argue with that, Jay, is because if it was really truly, if he was really moving for his better benefit, right? Right now, Kanye is not on a liked stance right now. He's not a liked person.
But what is he's doing exactly what we want him to do, or we're doing exactly what he wants us to do, and that's talking about him. We talking about him. All publicity is good publicity.
So you don't think that Kanye West is a person that wants likability? I think he's a person that wants to be liked.
I think at the core maybe he wants to be liked, but he wants you to talk about him. That's a part of that Kardashian machine. They want you to talk about them. They want you to say, "Hey, makes a difference."
I disagree with that. I disagree. I think that Kanye
what's gonna go
West,
viral? What's gonna get more of a reaction?
I think
what's gonna be moving.
His career is past that.
It's trendy right now to be pro-black, right? It's trendy. So now Kanye's feeling like, hey, maybe if I'm the little opposite. If I kind of can, go on this side and try to bridge this, I can get this fan base up and then do this. It's all about him as an individual trying to push his stuff. Now,
what I do agree with you on is I think his ego, I think of him being that cocky, conceited person that think that I can be that person to bring Colin Kaepernick and Donald Trump into a room and actually bridge that gap. I think that what Kanye West wants to do.
What's going to happen from that meeting?
I think what Kanye West wants to do. What happens? I think he wants to be a pivotal piece of history. I think that what he's garnering for is to be the person to actually bring Republican Party and Democrats together. I think that that's the part of history that he feels like he hasn't done. I feel like he's made history with music. I feel like that's one thing that was an objective of his. I think that he's made history with fashion independently. I think that was one thing of his. And one thing that he has not done as of yet was to actually do anything worth substantial in the politician realm. Because he stated that he wanted to run for election 2024. If you look back at Donald Trump's career, when did Donald Trump start trolling the president position? In 2011. He ran in 2014, 2015, he started rallying up his campaign. Mm-hmm. So if you look at what year it is right now, 2018 going into 2019, I think he's trying to create discussion.
So you actually think
to garner support.
So you think Kanye is trying to change the world? That's what you're saying.
I think that Kanye West is trying to get his nose into politics, and he's going about it a very indirect trolling way.
What would he have to benefit from going into politics, though? Because in politics, you're going to be a lot more constrained versus if you're your own person, you have the money, you have a following, you know what I'm saying? So what would his real benefits be for him to come and do politics? You know what? I think that when he said that comment to Barack Obama, that me and Kim are more famous than you and Michelle Obama, I think that said a lot. I think that was actually... For that to take place in 2013, 2014, when he said that comment,
I think that was a chess move. I think that was a real chess move. I think that the whole issue between Barack Obama,
I think Kanye got
Kanye
you brainwashed.
I
think he got you brainwashed.
I don't think he has me brainwashed,
okay,
but
so
I think that I see his vision.
Who care about a popularity contest? What's the fame got to do with what Barack and Michelle stood for versus what him
Fame
and
is
Kim?
what got Donald Trump. That's what got us our 52nd president.
No, what got us our 52nd president is there's a lot of stupid ass people in the country.
That's one thing. That's number one.
That we forget about some of these individuals because, hey, we're in our certain little bubbles or whatever it is. But
I agree.
There's some real stupid people. And that's why it's important for all people to really exercise your right to vote.
I agree.
Voter suppression is real.
It's voting season right now for local elections. And I think that's like where it starts with enforcing
you got to vote.
change.
And trust me, I went through my phase too when I was younger, and I think the first actually election I voted in was to elect Barack Obama as a president. So
were they doing it at the college campus?
Yeah. So I still got my stub somewhere.
That's what I'm saying. I did mine at college campus too.
I felt accomplished. I felt like I was doing something. But it's not only about the presidential elections. It's about these local.
Right.
And I feel like that's where the voting and things have to be updated. Is that
I agree.
We don't know, and a lot of these young cats don't know these candidates. They don't know. They don't even know sometimes like where they can vote, how to register. You know what I'm saying? So, and of course, this administration that's in there now, they're trying to take away all that information. Because that's how they get their power, because they don't have the numbers anymore. So voter suppression is how they get their numbers to stay where they are.
I didn't know that.
Exactly. That's exactly how they move.
I did not know that. But you know what I did discover though? Right now, I'm working with a politician right now, right? And during this process of working with a politician, I've come to find out that there's a lot of fucking illegal immigrants that are voting, right? And it blew my fucking mind. So,
and how do you know this?
I can't disclose everything. I still gotta go to work, Jay.
And but I will throw this out there. What party is your?
What party are they dominating?
No. What party is this candidate affiliated with?
Republican.
Speak on it.
Yes.
Speak on it.
Yes. So a lot of the Republican Party, and the crazy thing is a lot of them are Hispanics, man. At least by their last name that I'm seeing. It's a lot of fucking Rodriguez and Hernandezes that are supporting Trump. Regardless that cage shit that went on at the border of Mexico and Texas where they were caging the kids, they are still supporting this man. Because in this country, the greatest thing that they can do, even to gain citizenship, they force you to be able to answer questions that are culturally biased. Who is the fucking third president of the United States of America does not determine if you're going to blow this bitch up or blow up a building. We're not asking questions that really pertain to the history of the United States to these people that are coming into the country.
Some citizens don't. I mean, because we know that United States, as far as knowledge of history, the Constitution, different amendments, like they don't know that.
But
how
I
can
want to
we
get back
expect someone from a different country to? It's just really not.
But not to go away from the point though. The point is obtaining citizenship to get a voting right.
Yeah.
There's space gaps. So you had Trump come out and say, I want to do a poll and a census on how many illegal people are actually going out and vote Democrat Party, and still won because you have a lot of illegal immigrants and a lot of people who should not be voting Republican. And I know that from actually just doing my own experience and working for this politician right now. So for us to actually really truly regain a lot of focus, we really need to target the problem at hand. Donald Trump is shedding a lot of notable light on things as far as the voting system, but a lot of times when you try to shed light, you forget to look at yourself too.
Yeah, I mean, both parties are guilty of just taking advantage of people, lying blatantly.
Yeah.
That's why I think that the two-party system is just, we
need to do away with it.
Yeah, it's just that we need to figure out that none of these parties necessarily have a lot of the best interests at heart for minorities, even for women.
Right.
What I don't understand is that I feel like, and this is gonna sound kind of crazy, I feel like some white women voters, I don't understand, liberal or conservative.
Right.
I don't understand that demographic. And the reason I'm saying that is that they choose to usually vote for the person that is really in opposition to your stance,
right,
or what should be your stance, whether it's freedom of choice, whether it's as far as equality in pay, but you're voting for a candidate that is not for that.
Right.
So, and I feel like that will continue to be, and those particular individuals, as well as people that are low income.
Right.
If you are a low income, poor white individual, you might as well be a Negro, because you don't have some of the same advantages as well.
Well,
they don't care about your poor white ass.
And you know what? That's a whole nother topic, because there's confusion in classism. You got a lot of people that feel like they fall under the middle class category because based on where they are geographically.
But there's not going to be a middle class.
So
it's not going to be a middle class.
So you got people that live in fucking Texarkana, Arkansas, Little Rock, Arkansas, Ponca City, Oklahoma, who make $79,000, and they are really truly convinced that when Trump says that he want to lower taxes for middle class, upper middle class, based on them living in 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom homes and having urban communities that they can look down upon and frown upon. They feel like Trump is talking to them. And they are in the better benefit of supporting the other card. It's a confusion of classism in America, where people are confused as far as what category they are. They feel like they're richer than what they are.
That's what the top, the top 1%, that's what they bank on, because they don't have the numbers, right?
Right.
It's not a lot of them. But what they do bank on is controlling the system.
Yeah.
Controlling the system, and basically everyone is a pawn. Okay, so they're going to cater to these poor white people that are not educated as well, and they're going to stir up fear, confusion. Who's to be at blame for you not coming up in the in the world? It's that black man right next to you, or it's that Hispanic guy that is working working 4 or 5 jobs to support his family.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how they continuously stir this up. We can go on and on about as far as systemic oppression and all that stuff.
Right.
But I mean, it's real.
It's real, man. And you know what? Nothing's going to change until we actually take the power in our own hands and people go out there and vote. I just want to say this. If you actually have gone to prison, if you've actually gone that, just try to vote. I hate to say this, but just try to vote, because a lot of times you eliminate yourself by not voting. And I truly believe that all that shit where you can't vote, I got a felony, that's some shit that they use to brainwash us, to prohibit our own people from having the power and constitutional rights. So go out there and vote, even despite you actually having any felonies or anything on your record. You know what I mean? And that's the best suggestion that I could give you, coming from somebody who actually is working for somebody in politics. Young folks too.
Most movements, most real changes are youth based. So it's important for young people to stay educated. And I know that we're going to have to change as far as how we receive our news information, so maybe a forum like this is what young people need,
right?
As far as hearing real talk for some individuals that we've lived through that.
Absolutely.
We've come through that, and like I said, I didn't see the importance of voting at first, but then voting in that election with Obama, it really gave me inspiration.
Right.
And then now I see that was only the beginning though. It's you got to go to these local elections. You got to know these candidates that are they really speaking for you? And if they're not, then you get behind somebody that, even if you feel like that candidate might not win or might not be the sexy choice, you got to go out there and you got to support. Because a real grassroots, Bernie showed, real grassroots campaign, you can really you can see some growth in that. So
I agree. So you realize that it's been 1 year since that Las Vegas shooting that happened.
Damn,
last
it's
year.
Been a year already?
It's been a year already, man.
Crazy.
And you know it's crazy. There was I think there was a shooting that took place down in Mississippi, where in Olive Branch, Mississippi, where there was 2 cops that were shot, right? Shot by black guys.
This is recently?
Yes, happened last week. So my question to you is these gun laws, right? These gun laws, they vary. I know, like, coming from where I'm from, Jackson, Mississippi, there's an open carry law.
I'll say it's like the Wild Wild West down south.
It's like the Wild Wild West. Literally, you can walk in somewhere, Glock 40 right on your hip. As long as that clip isn't loaded, as long as that gun isn't loaded, you free to walk around, sit down, whatever. But that's also a dangerous thing because Jackson has one of the highest crime rates. And despite it still being legal to walk around with an open carry, most young black men are walking around with a dirty pistol. All right? With a throwaway.
You said most. Don't say most.
I mean, that's the truth.
Don't say most.
I grew up with a throwaway. I ain't even hard.
Son.
You get a throwaway. You get a throwaway for
we don't want to encourage profiling, son.
Yeah, but you get a throwaway for $50. Let's be honest. You know what I'm saying? You go everywhere. You just be like, all right, I got a throwaway. You don't even know what to do with it. But that's the dangerous part, right? So how do you feel about gun laws in America right now?
It's a lot of guns. America loves their guns. But as we see, the NRA is for, they're for, for you to have your guns as long as you're white.
Of course.
They're not going, we can see with Philando Castile, like, he had his licensing and was killed in cold blood in front of his family. So, and he told the guy, hey, I'm a registered gun owner.
Yeah. Still
let off shots at him. So, and NRA didn't come to his defense at all.
Right.
So we're seeing that it's only good for them to have the guns, not for everyone to bear arms and have that right. And I think that that's a real issue, and it appears that the guns are not going to go away. It appears like, hey, it seems like they're here to stay.
So my question to you is that seeing the fact that you have a lot of school shootings that's taking place in America right now, and these teachers, like, speaking for myself, if I was a teacher, if I was an educator right now, I would be scared to go to work. I would be scared to confront a student, depending on the behaviors of this student.
So you want to get the teachers' guns? That's what you want?
I think that where society is going right now, it's safer to have a teacher that it has gone through a psych exam. I think it's safer to have a teacher who's qualified psych-wise with a gun than without one.
Hell no. Nope.
Why not?
It's the wrong mentality.
Are you scared the damn teacher gonna go crazy now? You can't trust the teacher?
Why not?
When have you heard a story of a teacher shooting the kids?
Hey, I don't trust nobody with a gun at their disposal. Like, as far as like them being in a classroom.
That's the whole point of a psych exam.
No, like the psych exam. Don't police go through psych exams too, or supposedly?
Nah.
Yeah, they don't. No. But they still are shooting innocent ass people, unarmed innocent ass people. So, do I expect a teacher to do that? Possibly.
Raise their pay, you wouldn't have to worry about them fucking shooting.
Okay, then that's another thing. So then, are they gonna raise their pay? Are they gonna raise the teachers' pay to over $100K? And then say, hey, teach my kids
and protect them
and be Chuck Norris. I mean, come on.
Because let's be honest, if you're in the care of a guardian, your job is to protect the children. So if you have a enhanced number, a grossing number of school shootings, why shouldn't they be protected?
In the last school shooting, didn't the guy run away? The cop, he ran away from the guns, from the bullets.
What do you think
a teacher who is not trained in no combat training, you expect the teacher to just be in there letting off rounds like this is damn Call of Duty?
If they want to save their fucking life, yeah, they would. Instinctively, yes, they would.
I think instinctively they either gonna shoot somebody that they ain't supposed to, just based off of prejudice.
Would you rather Joe Blow get shot in the ass, the school janitor get mistakenly shot in his ass, and by protecting the children, or do you want the teachers to be literally armless, unarmed, and literally at the like vulnerable, completely vulnerable. The only adult in the room amongst kids without any protection.
Yeah, I'm not for teachers having guns. There's too much stuff that could go wrong. They can what if a student overtakes a teacher and then takes the gun? Then they still got the gun in the classroom. So I don't think that that's the solution. But you can have armed, trained security guards,
or you could seal the
like
armed.
I had coming up through grammar school, high school. We always had an armed or a police officer in the building. So,
but we went to urban schools that required that. You know what? Like how? But this is the thing, though. Yeah, you got the metal detectors and all that shit when you walk into the school.
But you don't see that shit happening in urban schools.
With metal detectors?
No, I'm talking about the shootings, the mass school shootings.
Oh no,
there's isolated incidents.
Right.
There was definitely incidents in high school, but you don't see a black kid going in and I'm gonna shoot up 65 plus students.
It ain't finna happen
you
inside
don't see
the
that.
school. It's gonna happen in the parking lot after school.
But like you said, we had metal detectors in our schools. Yes. We had armed police officers and security. You know what I'm saying? So,
and we are people of trauma. Black people are traumatized. These school shootings are going on in places where these white folks can't handle trauma. Too much stress, too much depression, too many bills. They ready to goddamn it kill somebody or kill themselves.
And the fact that they can get a gun so easily, that's the issue. The fact that there are so many guns and that you don't have certain checks, that a kid can just basically be of age and then go and cop a gun in some of these counties. That's crazy, because literally they can go and get these and what's the need for assault rifles, assault machine guns, all these AR-15s, that's not to go hunting, but depending on to go spray some shit up.
But I would say this though, Jay, sometimes depending on what kind of life you live in, that might be necessary.
But let's talk about that. Why are you living a type of life that you need an assault rifle? That's a problem.
That's the problem solver.
That's a problem. So then, but we're talking about you're thinking more of a criminal aspect.
Yeah,
criminals are gonna get guns regardless.
Right. You're talking about the mass shooters.
I'm talking about the mass shooters that are getting these guns legally. Mm-hmm. And committing
the Vegas shooting.
Right, because these are acts of terror. No matter how they twist it, these are acts of terror. This is stuff that's going on in our own homeland. And the fact that you can't go to school, you can't go to the movie theater, you can't go to a concert, without worrying about getting sprayed.
That's why across the country we need open carry laws.
I just more guns is not I don't think that's the solution. More guns would, I feel douse it'll ignite the fire.
I think that it'll make people make more sound decisions, because if you know that other person has a gun and is capable of doing the same thing to you that you're able to do to them,
they don't care. These people are killing themselves. I mean, some of these guys are getting caught before, and the police ain't killing them, mind you. They're getting caught. But some of these guys are spraying up everything and then shooting themselves, so they don't care about their life anyway.
That's true.
They're gonna go out in a blaze of glory, so they don't give a fuck about who's next to them that might have. Hey, I'm gonna spray this as much as I can. If you want to shoot me, hey, it's just what it is.
You know what? What happened to the DC sniper and his son? We have our own place. Black people, we've only did terrorist attacks in America, but that shit shook up the land, man. I was in high school when that happened.
I remember when you found out that they were black. That was the surprise.
I knew the nigga was black when they said they had an idea that it was a '87 blue Caprice and it was sitting at the Golden Corral parking lot. I said, them some niggas, the black folks right there. I like a Caprice and Golden Corral. I was like, yeah, they black.
He's like, that fit the MO.
But I couldn't. It was still hard for me to just fathom, because I was like, what? Black people, we don't be that angry. Not to go kill people we don't know.
Yeah, that was definitely but he was military too, so that's something else. It's like, hey, people when they're coming back from war, being in battle, that's why the veterans got to be given proper channels to come back and be able to decompress, because literally, I'm sure that's an element of PTSD. you know, having to go and see that, and then you're in, you know, and I'm not giving them excuse for going out and shooting innocent people, but in their mind, like, they're not right. Yeah. They're not right. And again, they have access to weapons. You know, in his case, he was trained, you know, in being a sniper. So, but yeah, man, guns in America, man, I don't think the option or the solution is to bring about more guns. I think that it's about reducing the amount of guns that we do have. Like, look at places like Australia. I don't know if you know that Australia used to be super pro gun. Like, really? Yeah, they were super pro gun. I never realized that. And then, like, I think about 20 years ago, it got to be a point to where it was like too many like shooting incidents, and they were like, you know what, fuck this. Everybody turn in your guns. And people were okay with that because they saw where they were going, right? Yeah. They saw exactly where it was, and they were like, hey, you know what? Let's get rid of these, you know, let's give up these guns and let's live a more peaceful, you know, life. Americans, it's all about, hey, yeah, let me get my AR, and
I was just about to say that I'm
American.
That's geographical, cultural differences. If you could get your governor right now of California to say everybody turning their guns, I'm free as fuck. Yeah. You know, and then on top of that, quite honest, America is built on the biggest contradiction: land of the free, home of the brave. So we're not free. The country wasn't built on freeness. The country is not built on what it actually is like says that it's built on.
I mean, yeah,
it's a contradiction. So what I'm saying is that you can't tell people that they're free to buy pistols and weapons and all that kind of shit, and then tell them, hey, turn your shit in. I mean, let's be honest. The only thing that can happen to America at this point right now is blow this bitch up.
What?
blow this bitch up. I mean, like, I'm be
still
honest
here,
with you.
So I hope that
but not saying that. I'm saying that out of context. What I'm saying is that you're not going to stop violence. You're not going to stop racism. The best thing to do in this country is to face our differences, face our what's the word? Obscurities, absurdities.
What? Insecurities? What?
Insecurities. Everything that we have issues with, we need to face up front.
Yeah, but that's it's easier said than done, right? So, I mean, until we kind of figure that out, then we're going to always have these conversations, and it's still going to be the way that it is. That's why not much has changed in 50, 60 years. Right. So, we're going to continue to have these conversations, but it's always important to be able to talk about the real issues and do what we need to do as far as, like, you know, setting an example for whatever it is. Because at the end, hey, we don't know how it's going to end out, you know, how it's going to turn out. So, but you always got to be optimistic.
So sending out many blessings to the families of people who lost lives in that Vegas shooting. You know, obviously I've had people in my family that I've lost to crime and gun violence. I don't promote gun violence, but I do promote protecting yourself. And I do want to add that when I lost my grandparents, they were armed. So it doesn't matter if you armed or not, you know. Most of the people that I actually have lost through gun violence were armed at the time where they were killed. Mm-hmm. So I agree with your sentiment in producing and manufacturing more weapons doesn't do anything, but I'm an advocate in protect yourself and be the shooter and not the person that gets shot.
Right. I believe you should protect I'm going to protect my property. I'm going to protect my family. Right. I believe that.
Right. You know what I'm saying? That. And I think that's, you know, a lot of times we underestimate our enemies. And sometimes, a lot of times, people are walking around with demons inside, demons that they battling. So, on a lighter note,
I'm about to say, like, damn, this is.
I know, because I know it just changed the whole time. We got people in the room and shit. People got silent and shit. We was talking about sad shit. People getting shot.
Hey, but you need that real talk.
I needed a cigarette.
Yeah.
Have you listened to the Carter 5?
Carter 5. You mean
Weezy F Baby?
Hey, he's back, huh?
He's back.
Weezy. Man.
Ain't that his voice?
I don't know if that's Weezy's voice.
That's not his voice?
Yeah, no, that ain't Wayne.
All right.
But I think that it was good. It was refreshing to hear Wayne again Some of the tracks did sound a little dated, but it was Wayne rapping again. And that was good to see. I think that's important for the culture. It's like when Lil Wayne is still, because Lil Wayne, we talk about people that did stuff for the cultures. Like, forget what Kanye talking about. Lil Wayne has been able to, he ushered in the whole skinny jeans and the whole kids doing what is it? Skateboarding and shit like that. He brought that into hip hop culture. So remember when Wayne was dressing like that and people were wearing those jeggings? They were like, what the fuck?
Hey, Lil Wayne.
What does Wayne got on?
People underestimated. This man is a fucking legend.
Wayne might be the Iverson of hip hop.
Hey.
And brought back the classic beat. Hey, that makes you want to Harlem Shake. Bring back the old G-Dep bad boy vibes.
Hey, I got one question. Who the fuck really truly missed real music? Hey, where the fuck though?
And he does it so effortless.
Hey!
He does it so
like
effortless.
A buffalo.
Yeah, like Wayne always been a beast with the wordplay. So I'm glad that he seems like he's happy now.
He got back into his dedication bag on that.
Yeah.
He got back into that dedication mixtape. That was mixtape Weezy on that Uproar.
Yeah, he was spitting, and it was good to really hear him rapping again and not just going to auto tune.
Yeah.
Because we know he likes to do that too. But
I did like that How to Love. You finding someone how to feel your heart, ever know love and never
How to Love was
How to Love.
Hey, he made a lot of money off How to Love, but there's a certain point too where it's too much of that shit too.
No,
it's just like, hey, okay, now I want to hear you rap again.
But my question is, did he start a whole new wave? Because that How to Love song was what, in 2011. I hear a lot of How to Love.
It's a lot
and a lot of recent songs in the last 7 years since my man been gone.
It's a lot of rappers that try to do the whole singing and can't sing. Like Wayne started doing that shit. Like,
he did.
Like getting on the track and coming on and being off key. But that was Wayne. That's what made him. He didn't give a fuck, He
didn't give a fuck.
But now it's. Now everyone is doing it and but that's why he did set the bar for the culture. And it's always good when he's in good vibes that it seems like he's gonna start working again. I want to see him featured on more people's stuff.
I wish I would have seen Baby on it. Like, I wish I would have had Baby on it.
He just got his money back from this dude. He just got his freedom from him. What?
Yeah, but in a recent interview... I didn't want to
hear nothing from Baby.
In a recent interview, he said that he still bets Birdman money for football games. So they still... Obviously, they still
I ain't doing no more business with him. I ain't doing nothing with Birdman. I ain't doing no business.
Now, this is where me and you we don't agree with this. He still made him a millionaire.
Okay, so Wayne shouldn't have still had to be doing shows and shit.
Wayne could still have his ass in Calio projects rapping and freestyling on the corner.
Okay, I think Baby made his money for that. He made his money off of Wayne.
Put it like this.
So what? You just gonna keep your foot on somebody's neck forever because you took them from the hood? Like what? I mean, that don't make no type of sense.
I mean, what do you think Diddy does to make
that make it right? That make it right though? Hey. That ain't. And especially if that's supposed to be family, like.
Hey, let's be honest. I mean, Cash Money was one of the first labels to have a 90-10 deal with distributors. They had a 90-10 contract with Universal, which means that when they were selling hard copy CDs, they would get 90%. I'm gonna be honest with you. Birdman, I can't disregard the level of success he has, and at the end of the day, he is who put Lil Wayne in that position at the end of the day. He's his father. And sometimes I don't like my daddy. Sometimes my daddy is a piece of shit.
He's not his father. He's not his blood father. He's a grown-ass man.
That's his father.
He's a grown-ass fucking man who can make business decisions.
That's his father.
Yeah.
A man raised you, that's your father.
And guess what? You can't trust all your family members either, can you? Right? So, I don't care. Hey, when there's a lot of money at stake, you got to make sure your shit right. And I hope that Wayne has learned a valuable lesson moving forward, is that you got to make sure that paperwork is correct. Because if you don't, and literally they will have you by the balls and tell you, you know, where you can go, love or not, family or not.
That's a fact. Up. Now, what do you think about that Birdman and Young Thug shooting that they're being investigated for right now?
The allegations.
Where they shot up Lil Wayne tour bus.
Well, the guy, he did shoot it up, but they were trying to link, I guess, Young Thug or somebody gave him the green light, whatever that is. But I mean, I don't know. It seemed like some funny stuff in there. Like, of course, like Wayne ain't gonna speak much about it or whatever it is. You know, trying to stick to the G code. But I mean, there's something fishy, and even more the reason why I'm not fucking with Birdman. Like, if I'm Wayne, I'm fucking with you.
So you won't fuck with your dad because he fired a couple shots at you?
Hell no. What you mean?
See, you ain't real. That ain't real love.
Well, yeah, maybe it's a little different. I'm from Chicago, but damn.
Hey, listen. Yeah. But you know, y'all originate from Jackson, Mississippi. You know what I'm saying? That's the portal, right? Yeah. And the real shit is that they don't love you until they fire shots at you. That's real love. You gotta love a motherfucker to shoot.
I would have respected it if he would have been the one just doing it for, you know.
Yeah, he just did shooter.
You sending somebody.
Shooter. That's
you can't trust nobody else
to do the job for you. But you know what? The crazy thing is that I think he was just trying to fire like, nigga, quit asking me for some money type. Like, that was like a pow, quit asking me for money. You know, back up. Now, I get what you're saying, because a random shooter could have just fucked around. Them little fear shots you were sending could have ended up being a real shot. You know what I'm saying? Somebody could have got hit. So I see what you're saying, because I think personally that was just some shots like, nigga, quit asking me for some money.
You let him know.
Was Wayne on the bus?
Was he on the bus then? Was he on the bus?
Wayne, come on now. You know, most of these big stars, the bus be filled with fucking people that's just riding the bus and bus riders.
Right.
The real fucking act be in the hotel somewhere or riding it behind the tour bus. You know what I'm saying? A couple vans down. So the reality is he probably wasn't even on the bus.
Like, hey, I ain't trying to play them games. I'm not playing with no type of gambling with my life. I'm good on that. So
Well, transition over to playing with the life. Gunna and Lil Baby got a collab album coming out.
Hey, that's gonna be fire.
That shit gonna be cold.
That single they got is fire.
That shit is going to be cold. When I tell you, individually they are good acts already.
Hey.
But they are turning up on a whole nother scale. QC got it right now. Quality Control is killing it.
Hey, yeah. Now you talk about someone that he probably learned a thing or two from Birdman, no. Because QC, you know, didn't he start off with Gucci?
He did.
He started off with Gucci. That was, you know, both street dudes. But then they were able to definitely, like, carve that kind of market in Atlanta, you know, to get those young artists with Migos. Now you got Lil Baby. Who else on QC?
Shit, they got a lineup, man. You got Lil Yachty. You got Baby.
Yachty, yeah.
You got you got the
different.
other young lady that's talking to Quavo now. What's her name? Swati?
Yeah, I heard about. I don't know too much about her though.
Swati. I think her name is Swati.
She a rapper or what?
Rapper, singer. You know, all of them come out sounding the same. You know what I mean? So everybody raps and sings now.
Yeah. Is she from Atlanta too? She from down south?
You know what? I don't know. But they're making a big fuss out of it. I see her rollout is pretty strong. One thing that QC have realized, they have found a way to get you in a relationship with somebody else who's already hot. Going back to Cardi B. Cardi B is managed by QC. Cardi B, they hooked that up with Offset.
Why wouldn't you use your roster to... If you already got somebody on like Migos and things, like, why wouldn't you use your roster to...
Exactly. So you got Swadi. I think that...
Salty or something.
Salty. See?
I don't know.
But you know what the fuck I'm talking about. She's in a relationship with Quavo, quote unquote, now.
I believe that's all publicity.
Of course it
ain't in
is.
no damn relationship.
But that's a hell of a rollout, though.
Hey, but that's smart, though. That's playing the game. So, hey, that's good publicity for the whole team. Because then it's like, okay, well, now, they together. Are they going to be the next Cardi B and Offset or whatever it is? So, but yeah, I mean, I don't believe it. But going along with that album that's coming out, though, that Lil Baby, I know that's going to be probably the album I want to hear in the car, you know, like consistently, that I drive to. Of course, that Wayne, I'm going to listen to that for, you know, because I like Wayne, but for lyrical content. But that driving music, I'm gonna definitely have to mess with that Lil Baby and Gunna. But
That's a
also, Tip dropped
that Dime Trap.
Oh, yeah. And I've always been a T.I. fan. The best concert that I've ever been to date has been a T.I. concert. It was actually T.I. and Ludacris. They came to my
How
school.
How long was that ago?
That was like 2009.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So, and they were together. They came up to Northern Illinois, NIU, where I went, by the way, Northern Illinois University, Husky. But it's that was the best concert I ever been. That's when he had that Radio Louis rag running around, and
that's the you can have whatever you like. T.I.
Yeah, that's when he first that's when he kind of hit that commercial success, and then he had the Rihanna joint, on that particular album. So yeah, Paper Trail. Paper
Trail was a classic.
Yeah, Paper Trail.
Was that when he was getting ready to go to prison or coming out?
I think that was right before.
That was right before. Because I think that's when he was just like, you think I was just riding around with some shit off, you know what I'm saying? Like
that was right before.
That was right before.
And that's when he was probably at the epitome. Like, he was really, popular at that point.
But it's a good thing because I gotta say, him and Tiny actually started that power couple relationship thing in the entertainment industry. They were really pretty much.
Power couple?
Yeah. Man, don't take shit away from Tiny.
I'm not taking nothing away from Tiny because Tiny definitely put on for him.
She's a powerhouse.
Because she was established as a member of Escape and being a writer. Because that's how she got her money from her pen.
You know what I mean?
So her and Candy. Never want to take that away from her. Tiny is talented. But at the same time, it's like, power couple.
We can't use that like that.
I don't know, not for T.I. and Tiny.
I just said it because he hashtagged it the other day.
Oh, he did?
With them. Yes.
Wow.
So I was just like, okay, I'll support you too.
Okay. Well, at least it's good to hear that they're on the
exactly. He's moving in the right direction, right?
That's always a good thing. And I did listen to bits and pieces of the album. Still haven't listened to it all the way through.
Yeah.
But I listen to certain songs and everything. I like where he's coming from, just like lyrically. And he has like the old kind of old school.
He's still coming with that flow.
Still coming with the flow, and he's still gonna drop knowledge though.
Of course,
that's what T.I. He always was.
He's the urban encyclopedia.
Yeah, people think he's a Southern rapper. T.I. wordplay always been there.
He's like up there with New Yorkers.
Yeah.
Now, have you heard that new Lupe?
I have not. Lupe?
Oh,
and I feel bad.
You're from Chicago.
I feel bad, but.
It's crazy.
I kind of have a love-hate relationship with Lupe.
It's crazy, Jay.
Is it good?
It's good. Now, one thing I can say is dedicated to every country because he got Spanish songs. He got songs where he's talking about the elephants walked back through the ocean. I mean, he's basically giving shout-outs to every geographical country on the album, but it's dope. It's fire.
Yeah. So he a West Sider, so I mean I'll check it out. If he was a South Sider, I'll probably check it out a little sooner. But I'll check it out because he a West Sider.
That's how they are. They break us up into sections. They marginalize us as black people.
Now you Kanye.
Now, all right. So, guys, I appreciate you guys for tuning in to Two Dope Boys in the Cadillac.
Episode 2 already in.
Episode 2. We're on the second episode already.
We're taking it and we taking the ball and we running with it.
You sure this ain't the first one?
I'm sure this ain't the first. It's definitely the second.
I feel like you sure this isn't the 10th episode?
Let's keep the ball rolling.
I feel like a veteran.
Keep the ball rolling. We need the listeners. We need the followers. We need all that. So they gonna see us a lot more, no doubt.
Absolutely, absolutely. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Mm-hmm. We'll be back. We'll be back. We'll be back next week for another episode of Two Dope Boys in the Cadillac. And in the next couple of weeks, we're actually going to be bringing on a few little celebrity guests that'll be tuning in as well and coming in to have chats with us, converse with us, and we can actually interrogate them as well.
And so also getting the not to cut you off, also getting the viewers involved at some point. That's going to be important too. So.
Another thing is, we should actually start doing some call-ins too.
We can definitely set up something like that.
We're going to set up something like that. All right, so we're going to actually get y'all opinions on a lot of the topics that we discuss as well. Until then, we'll see y'all next Sunday.